Hey guys, how you doing? This is TraxCast Live. We're just going live here today. I'm Jackson Miss Traximus. How y'all doing? Just want to let you guys know what's been going on lately. We've been trying to get a lot of things set up on our live stream. We've been trying to get a lot of things going. First of all, we've been getting ready to put in for a lot of car shows. I've been putting in a lot of dates and stuff for coming up. The next one that's coming up is the day after the Rev It Up uh, concert. That's going to be in Alexandria. They're having a live swap meet and car show in Alexandria, Minnesota, at the Douglas County Fairgrounds. That's going to be a big one for that area. We're also going to have let's see here. Oh, I had my page open, but I gotta close it again. Um, we are going to have a list of car shows that I got going on right now that are going to be set up here. Um, I gotta find my list here. Well, everybody knows that when I do this stuff, you can always hear so much stupid shit in the background all the time. It's because I leave my phone open. All right, so here we go. The next car show events list that we have is June 26th is the Alexandria Vintage Car Show and Swap Meet at the Douglas County Fairgrounds. Then on June 4th, I was actually told by the Dub Cartel or the Drive Cartel guys that they're going to have another Cars and Coffee at the St. Paul Brewing, and that's going to be there on June 4th. Then July 15th and 16th for us is Saturday and Sunday. It's the Truck Nationals at ERX. August 6th and 7th on Saturday will be the Brainerd International Raceway Power Cruise. August 20th is the Minnesota Mile from the Car Club Enthusiast guys. They say September 17th and 18th is going to be Hot Import Nights at Canterbury Park. But we don't really know. I haven't really seen a release date on that yet. I haven't really seen anything. It's been to be denounced or to be determined on their webpage, and I have no idea if it's going to happen or not. I really want it to. And then October 1st and 2nd is ERX for Nitro Rallycross, which we can't wait to see Jensen Button and Oliver Bennett and Travis Pastrana and everybody else because I can't wait to go to that. Also today, Lady Joe, Vice President of Trax Revolution, she passed her knowledge test today. So we have to give her a big round of applause for that because she was going in there with the I don't know if I'm going to pass. I don't know if I'm going to pass, but she did a hell of a job and she did it. Um, and I think she did a hell of a job. I'm glad she passed, and I'm glad she went in there with a lot of confidence. Whatever, yeah. Yeah, and if anybody does come on, I'm on YouTube, and I'm just going live on YouTube because, see, the one thing is that I want to go live on YouTube because one, I've never gone live on YouTube. I've always gone live on Facebook, and Facebook, I think, you can go live on, but you don't really know who's on there and everything else. And YouTube's a little bit different. I can, tell people who's on live, but this way I can do a little bit better things. So like I can go on my Facebook now and I can tell people that I'm live on YouTube. Um, TraxCast is live on Facebook. Is live on YouTube. I didn't want to YouTube. So I have a messenger thing open here. Oh yeah, and people, you guys want T-shirts and stuff. I'm working on them, trying to get them made. They're right now so far. We have them on Logo Sportwear. We have them on T Public, and we have the stuff over at Imprint Apparel over in St. Cloud. I talked to Rick last week, last Tuesday, before the autocrossing event that was at BIR. Um, and So I talked to him, and he said that he would just go through the logos and anything that we wanted to be made into T-shirts. He said he would do. He would take care of the white backgrounding, and he would take care of a lot of the extra stuff. He basically just said, "Shoot me over, shoot me over some logos," and then he would go from there and tell me what he want. Tell me what I wanted. One of the T-shirts that I haven't made, that I have made, but I'm trying to post it up, is the T-shirt that really kind of sticks to me a lot. And what it is it's the Stop Sex Trafficking T-shirt. I have that on Trax Revolution, and I have it on a lot because going to car shows and stuff like that, you probably wouldn't really understand that, but it does go on, and it could happen. But it has the number if you feel like you're being threatened at a car show, or if you ever feel like you're just like out of place or whatever, you need some help or whatever, go for it. Just say, hey, I don't really like what's going on, but then go ahead and just give it basically a shout out, I guess, and let the number know that you're doing what's going on, because it's one thing to it's one thing to be scared, but also to go ahead and like worry about what's going to happen, because there's all these people out there that are just like, so they're people don't even know they're being trafficked until they and or whatever. So just look for it. I mean, I know that's a big thing, especially around in the summertime. I mean, I don't know. I hear the wife running around in the background, but I don't know what she's doing. Are you playing Xbox? So yeah, we're gonna get on Xbox, and we're gonna play some Xbox. I'm gonna be on playing racing games. The wife keeps on sharing cars to my to my thing, which are just badass. She just shared a Camaro that was really cool. Um, and I've been watching a lot of shows on. I've been watching a lot of shows on the Motor Trend channel. Um, and Motor Trend TV's got a lot of good shows. But what they need to bring back is they need to bring back a show that has like Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond on it, because those guys are legendary. Those guys, they're the real reason why anybody's learned anything about cars, because they've never had a documentary show. I call it a documentary car show that ever teaches you anything about cars unless it's from somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about. Now, see, Tanner Faust, he went on to the American Top Gear, and he was on there for a while, and he did a hell of a job. But see, if you've watched a certain people do a show, um, I've watched James May, Richard Hammond, and Jeremy Clarkson for the longest time do Top Gear all the way up to season 15, I think it is. But then after season 15, I will give it a try. I will try to watch it. I mean, the new Top Gear season in America is coming out. And since I am a car buff, I will watch it. I will sit down and watch it. But I don't know if the wife will, because she's, she likes the legendary guys and the classics, and she likes them. And the Grand Touring's a good show. I really do like the Grand Touring, but I just wish that they would do what they used to do. I really wish that they would go back and, you know, do like the Top Gear style show where they introduce a brand new performance car, and then they drive it around the test track, they give it to the Stig, they see what the fast time is, and then they also bring out a celebrity, have them go around the track in a reasonably priced car, and go from there. But you learn so much from these guys, especially from the news. I mean, now I read somewhere in the news, on Google, that Dodge is trying to pull all the V8s out and trying to make that they're not going to ever have a V8 engine again. Well, I'm sorry, but why would they get rid of a goddamn, their flagship engine, their more powerful engine, their Hemi? I mean, you can't just get rid of all these damn cars and say, "Oh, we're not going to make these engines anymore because high emissions," but they still make diesels, and diesels put out black smoke, but according to them, diesels are more fuel efficient than gas engines. Well, but I can tell you right now, the resources for these electric cars, these the resources for electric cars aren't really predominant yet. I mean, because they're still not getting the chips over here. They're not getting all the stuff they need to make the cars. And it's really starting to fall apart. And I think what's going to happen, in 2024, I mean, or what's going to happen when all this shit's said and done, they're going to drop a brand new V8 because they're not going to have to worry about all this shit because the electric market is not going to even take off. There's not enough resources for it. And if they're really afraid of it, they're going to run out of resources really quick if they keep, strip mining the land and everything else. Um, they finally have a release date for Fast and the Furious 10, which I'm actually kind of happy about. It's going to be May of next year. It's going to be May 19th, 2023. So we finally get the release date on it, and I am going to go see the Fast and the Furious because I I'm sorry, I'm a fan of the movie, and I'm a fan of everything that they did. Yes, we lost Paul Walker and we lost his character. Well, they didn't lose his character. They just lost the actual guy who basically played Paul. We lost Paul Walker. So but see, they're going to try to do something to fit him in, which if they do all sorts of things, it's probably not going to feel the same. But don't go in there expecting it to be, don't go in there and just like start throwing popcorn at the movie theater because there's some corny lines in there and there's some other things. But the thing is that Vin Diesel is going to make it work, and Jason Momoa is going to make it work, and I mean everybody that's in the movie is going to just try, and they're going to do what Paul Walker wanted, and that's keep the legacy of the movie going. And they actually released the autopsy report of Paul Walker's thing the other day. They released it on Google, and I saw a video about it. They said that the guy was driving excessively fast speeds in a small area. He was going about 100 and they said he was going about 114 miles an hour in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, and so he lost control of the car, and it spun out about 4 or 5 times before it hit a tree, and that's what happened. And but even Paul Walker in his statement and was said that if he died going fast, then he was doing what he wanted to do. And that's written on one of his pages. It's written on one of his things that he said if he died going fast, then he was doing what he wanted to do. And some things happen, and some things don't happen. I mean, in a situation like that, you probably could have avoided it, or you probably couldn't. We weren't there, so we don't know. But we lost Paul Walker, and a lot of people in the Fast and the Furious world, and the people who watch the movies, they always sit there and they say, it sucks that Paul Walker's gone. But you see, his mom on one of the pages basically she said, Paul Walker was just more than just more than an actor in a car movie. He had a legacy. He left a daughter that basically he's running his, he's running his business, running his life. So yeah, and Cody and Caleb, I mean, they're his brothers, and they're, keeping everything alive. They're keeping, the Paul Walker Foundation. They're keeping it alive. They're keeping it going. So yeah, it's not just a story about a guy who was driving a car real fast and then it just happened to blow up. But and when we went to the Twin Cities Auto Show, I did post some stuff about the Twin Cities Auto Show and how much of a flop it kind of was. But the one thing that you have to think about is that you know the Twin Cities Auto Show had its reasons. I mean, they are bringing out all these cars. They're trying to push electric. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to push electric cars. And so everything about the car show was like, we want to push more electric. We want to push more electric. We want to push more electric. And then we got over to WRX, we got over to Subaru, and the lady said that they weren't bringing out the STI. Um, but obviously she didn't know her shit, because I've seen reports on Google, and I've seen reports on different motor magazines and stuff like that, and different motor things on Google, and most things that come up, and they say that they're going to build the STI, but they're going to build it with three different platforms for engine platforms. They're going to do the 2.4 liter, you know, turbo, which is the basic standalone engine that's always been in the first model. I think it was a 2.5 liter. So they went down to 2.4. They're going to have the, top mount intercooler with they're going to have a top mount intercooler with a hood scoop, or they're going to have a front mount intercooler with a hood scoop, and it's just going to look very flashy. The one thing that I don't like about the new WRX is that it looks like a cross between a Civic in the rear end and an Evo in the front. And, most of these cars are getting, and the 5 speed. Most of the cars, they're getting their 5 speeds from Nissan, because Nissan's keeping the manual transmission. So is Toyota. The Supra finally came back with the manual transmission in the new Supra. I mean, it's basically a three. It's a new Z. The Nissan Z manual transmission is what it is. I've read that in a lot of different vehicles. Some people probably will watch this video and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Jack, you don't know what the hell you're talking about." But I've seen the different like videos, and they say that that's where it came up as. So they were saying that that's what they use, but it's not even here nor there. Okay. Thing is that you can actually go out and buy a car. If you want a manual transmission in a car, you can buy a manual transmission. You should be able to. I mean, I think they need to have manuals in vehicles, because I think manuals are I think they're better to drive, because that's when you can put the power to the vehicle. You can hit the red line every time and shift down if you want to, or shift up. I mean, it just, you want to, do what you got to do to get around the corners, and do what you got to and drive. I know it may sound like I'm trailing off here, but it usually always does, because this is what happens to me when I start talking, because I don't really have anything in front of me to read, because I don't have a way to look at news. Well, um, let's see here. They're saying that they're saying that a lot of people are going to car places. Um, they're going to car places, and people are just getting offers on their trade, like they're like it's going out of style. But you try to go ask for a loan, and you can't even get a loan for a certain amount of money. I mean, it's just what happens. I don't know. Um, yeah. Dirtfish keeps on doing a lot of good stuff. Yeah. They were always talking about stuff that they were talking about something over the uh for Dirtfish. They were talking about cockpit temperatures. They're saying that the cockpit inside the cars can get really really hot, and they're trying to find a way to lower the cockpit temperatures. And I say basically just do what they do for Pro 2 and Pro 4 trucks, and that's put a fan inside of it. Put a fan in the back and run it off of like a fuel cell, or run it off of a or not a fuel cell, but run it off of a solar panel. Yeah. So basically, get a fan, run it off of a solar panel through the back window, hook it in through the roll cage, make a bracket for it, put it in the roll cage bracket away from the not away from the driver, like far away from the driver, but the air blowing into the backs of their necks, and then put like a cooling system that they can have inside the thing that just blows constant, like cooling temperature. Some people actually say to do like the thing where you can actually put like ice inside of a cooler and then have it blowing out. Make one of those. Make one of those coolers that have a cooling fan to suck the like. So basically, you put a fan on the hose, and then it has ice inside the thing, so it keeps it cold. They do the same damn thing when they're in the desert for Baja racing. They use cooling fans, and they use other stuff. Um, but yeah, that's about it for me today. I don't really know what else I got to talk about. But I just wanted to say that I was online, and just to give this a try, just to give this live a try, and see what goes on. So this has been TraxCast Live. We're going a little short today because I'm just giving this out a try. So I'll talk to y'all later. This is Jaximus Traximus with Trax Revolution TraxCast. Have a good day.